Hey everyone. Thank y'all for joining us today. Happy Thursday. I don't know about y'all and the rest of the state, but it's like really dark and overcast up here outside of Atlanta. So I've got like the lights on and stuff like that, but it still feels really dark in the room. Y'all do me a favor if you haven't done it already. I see Shay's got it done. Rename yourself so you can add your community. If you need to know how to do that, what you can do is hover over I'm like, why is it the opposite than it normally is? Okay, hover over the top of your screen. There will be 3 little dots up there. When you click on that, it'll say rename and you can add your community to the end of it. And that way we can kind of get familiar with each other. And when you chat or share, we can see where you're from. And if you're with an organization like GMA or GDA or DCA, you can just add those initials after it instead. So, all right. So thank y'all again for being here. My name is Jessica Worthington. I'm the director of the Office of Downtown Development with the Georgia Department of Community Affairs. And this is Third Thursday Coffee and Conversations. With us from our team, we have Ellen Hill, our downtown compliance and training coordinator.
Yes.
Okay, I'm like, give it enough time on quick, y'all. We have Tess Harper, our communications coordinator, and Ebony Simpson, our organization and strategic planning coordinator. Elizabeth is off this week. She's on vacation. So if you've emailed her and haven't heard back from her, that's why. But she will be back in the office next week. As kind of like a caveat, pretty much everybody on the team is taking off time at some point this summer. So that's kind of why it's extra important to, if you need help and you're not sure who to ask or reach out to, or you don't get a response, make sure you send it to our general email address, which is just Main Street, all spelled out, at dca.ga.gov. So it's the same kind of like end unit, and the first part is just Main Street. And if you send it to that email address, everybody on our team will get a copy of it, and whoever is available will respond to you, or at least give you a heads up of like, hey, I'm working on this, give me a minute, we'll get back to you. Especially with us traveling and then people taking time off and stuff like that, I want to make sure that we don't drop the ball for you guys. It's too easy to do. So I've got, let's see, some housekeeping things. I've got a list here. MOUs. Ellen, MOUs are due by the end of June?
July, I think it's 3rd. It's the first work day in July.
Okay.
Yeah.
MOUs are due by then, and you have to have 3 different people sign it. So it's something you kind of got to stay on top of. So the manager signs it, the board chair signs it, and then you have your authorized community representative. That could be your city manager, it could be your mayor, it could be your supervisor. We kind of give you the flexibility to decide who that is. But 3 people basically have to sign it. So that's also why we start working on them 2-3 months in advance, because we know it's got to go through a lot of different hurdles. We do this all digitally, and also you will be receiving licensing agreements from the National Main Street Center. I would say I've signed a decent amount of them at this point. So I feel like we're probably more than halfway there. But if you've got an email that says Hannah White wants you to sign the sub-licensing agreement from the National Main Street Center, it is not spam. It is not a phishing attempt. National has done all their MOUs with us and sub-licensing agreements and stuff like that digitally for the past several years. So that's how they handle everything. And one of the things that they've done with us as well is provided us with the updated logos. and press release materials and stuff like that. And so as Ellen and Elizabeth are going through and updating Dropbox folders and stuff like that, that information will be uploaded and included in Dropbox as well. I know that they're working their way through everybody's. If you need it sooner rather than later because you've got something pressing that you've got to attach that logo or information to, just let us know and we can make sure to kind of prioritize that for you. But otherwise we are working our way through the system and the list, and everybody will be getting it. So MOUs, licensing agreements, Macon, we have our Switch to 6 training coming up in Macon in June. We only have about 20 folks registered right now. We're going to do it regardless. But I want to remind y'all that you have to, I love that. I'm just like all the things. You have to participate in a Switch to 6 training. So you can either do that in person or you can do that virtually, however you choose. But as staff, you are required, and also the board is required. So you can send board members to this. Again, you and your team can attend, whatever you need to do to make that happen. But we will be solely focusing on the Switch to 6. And we've got a lot of great activities planned as a way of reinforcing these materials and this information. If you decide to wait and do this as part of the conference, that's fine. But just be aware that you will be getting the whole Main Street 101 if you do it as part of the downtown conference. So we will be doing Main Street 101 live and in person at the conference. Is the one time of year that we do it in person. But again, it won't solely be focused on just the Switch to 6. It'll be a little bit of everything. So if you're a manager that's been around for a few years, that may not be your cup of tea because you're going to have to sit through everything again. So again, I'm just giving you a heads up with that. Ellen, will you drop the direct link to register for it? Because our website has been having challenges this week. We are in contact with IT and our website developers and stuff like that. And it's just a certificate thing that needs to get renewed. But unfortunately, it's not something that our team has direct access to. We have to go through the layers at DCA in order to do that. So if you've gone to our website this week to try and do something and haven't been able to access it, I'm sorry for that. Again, we are working on it right now. But if you want to register for this training, Ellen has just dropped the Switch to 6 in registration in the chat. And then again, just to answer Rosemary's question, so Switch to 6 will be addressed in Canton at that training, but it will also include Main Street 101 stuff. So it'll be a smattering of all the things. And then Ellen will connect with you, Rosemary, about the MOUs because you're going to be in that startup category. So it'll be a little bit different for you. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else for the Switch to 6. I'm excited about it. We when our team met a few weeks ago in Macon and we were planning this out, I think we've got, again, some good things that'll be discussed. We're going to be taking you through everything as far as our expectations, how you're going to submit this stuff, what you're required to do, and then also again, really kind of doing a deep dive into what the expectations are from the National Main Street Center, and then again tying it into some activities and stuff like that. And I know when I say activities, there's two types of people. One type of person is like, yes, I don't want to sit through presentations all day. Okay, awesome. And the other person is kind of like me, where you're like, ugh, activities, oh God. But I will say, one of the things that we're doing for the activities is going to teach anybody who's there how we do our new quick and dirty SWOT analysis. And this is something that we learned last August when we worked with leadership strategies to do our strategic planning training. And it's one of the things that I think is the best, coolest, awesomest ways to do like a SWOT analysis. It's fun, it's quick, it's active and engaging. And I can hear my cat in the background. So I adopted a new cat like a couple weeks ago, and he's very lovey right now. But also when he gets a toy, he howls and then he brings it, but he can be a little loud about it. Yes, you're so good. Sorry guys. But I'm excited to be able to share this SWOT process with you. So that way it's something that you can take back to your communities and do as well. We're going to give you the step-by-step instructions, but we're also going to kind of go through it with you and do it with y'all as just like a fun, like little activity, because I think it's one of those things, like once you've done it, it's very easy to reproduce it, but you just got to be a little familiar with the process. So again, I think, we're going to be teaching and sharing stuff like that with you guys with the Switch to Six training, and hopefully you'll have some good takeaways that you can then take back to your community and share. Ellen, anything that I'm missing with that for the Macon training?
No, I think you're good. I think you covered it. It's going to be at the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame. If you don't know that, so it's a pretty fun facility, and it's kind of close within walking distance to everything. If everybody wants to go find some lunch, because you're going to have lunch on your own and have a little bit of time to wander. And then hopefully we'll be finished out, so you can kind of hang out in Macon too when we're finished. So I really do think it's going to be a good day as far as content and training. It'll be great.
And if you need to come in the night before, Hotel 45 is where our team will be staying. There's a rate available right now for $98. And so that's what we've booked. I don't think we have a group booking, but seeing as it's in, the middle of the week, it shouldn't be too hard to get a room if you need to come in. Again, Hotel 45, if you have not stayed there, didn't get to go to Macon last year for the conference, it's a beautiful, beautiful like boutique hotel by Marriott in a historic property that's been redone. It's really quite incredible. It's a great place to stay. And again, that price point really honestly can't be beat. So if you need somewhere to stay, highly recommend that. And it's easily within walking distance to, everything downtown. Yep, they won an award. Yep, from GDA last year. And it's definitely well deserved. Other things, Mobilize Main Street is coming this fall, and registration is going to open June 1st. And so, Ellen, do you want to talk to us a little bit about what Mobilize Main Street is and where we're going to go and what it's we kind of do?
Yeah. So Mobilize, when I was local, it was one of my favorite things to go do. I know everybody loves to have kind of feet on the street and wandering around in downtown to see the projects. And that's literally what this is. We get you mobile, we get you on the street, we take you to different communities. And so this year we're going to LaGrange, Noonan, and Carrollton, and we're very excited to go up there and see everything that we have going on. So it'll be 2.5-ish days of visiting these communities, and just make sure you've got your walking shoes on, because we're going to see some great stuff. We're really looking forward to that. It's going to be October 3rd through the 5th. I believe we're spending the night in LaGrange, trying to get a room rate for all of that for everyone. And when it does open in June, make sure you sign up early, that you're ready to do it, because we do have limited space. We try to keep it to about 30 participants, just because, walking that many people around is kind of hard. Plus we'll have transportation between LaGrange and Carrollton for one day, and then we'll leave from Noonan on the last day. So I've been working with everybody. Everybody is very excited to host their fellow managers in their communities, and we're just really excited to get that get that out to you guys.
Yeah. And
go ahead.
Yep. Oh, I was gonna say, like Ellen said, it sells out quickly. I think the last 2 that we did, they sold out in 24 to 48 hours. Because of those limited seats. So again, that's why we're telling you now. So you can kind of keep your eye out for it, and just know that it's not one of those trainings where you're going to want to like wait to sign up. You're gonna, if you know this is something you want to do, then you're going to want to be ready to jump on it when it happens. I can't remember. Do we have a price yet?
No, not yet. I was waiting. I'm trying to get a quote, or kind of trying to get in touch with a transportation company and kind of figure all that stuff out. So I'll have that ready to go soon, Belinda.
It's usually, I can't remember. It's usually maybe
It's less than 300. It's less than 300 usually. And I think that one time it was 300. Did it include the room rate? That was a couple of years ago.
I was gonna say, I thought it included room rate and food. So yeah. I think what we have done, what we did last year, which is what we'll probably do again this time, is that we won't build the room rate into it and just we'll have a block and you can book your own room and handle that. But usually the food and stuff is built into it. So, once you're there, everything is really taken care of. And, we give you flexibility, with downtown dollars and stuff like that. So you can make your own choices when we go certain places. But
we'll do a couple of networking events in the evenings. And then, if y'all want to take some time to go explore the communities, you can do that on your own time as well.
Absolutely. All right. I think, yep, I think I've covered everything on my list. So I want to take a few minutes and see if we have any new folks who would like to introduce themselves. I know we've got, we always have some new people joining us. Alyssa from Villa Rica, is this your first time with us?
Actually, no, I introduced myself a few months ago. So I'm fairly new. Yes.
But Janet's gone now, right?
That's correct. She left a couple months ago. I came over November of last year and began working with her. And we do have a new events manager beginning on Monday. And then we have Madison Mahoney, who is our tourism and advertising. She's been helping me, but as soon as our new events manager comes on Monday, we can all get back to our regular jobs. So we've been doing a little bit of everything, so I'm fairly new, but I've been here for a few months. I was previously the city clerk for City of Villa Rica for the last 8 years.
Yep. So she's familiar with downtown, and
yeah, I grew up here actually. So yeah, we have a lot of work to do, but we've started it. So looking forward to what the next couple of years is going to bring to our city, because we have so much growth going on right now around us. And we're getting ready to connect a big subdivision part of town development to our downtown area that's going to change the way the whole downtown looks. So we have some art projects we're working on that our design committee is working on. So you'll probably hear more about that. So we have a lot of good things coming.
Awesome. And Tammy, Ellen Powell threw you under the newbie bus and said, Tammy's new to the team.
No, she didn't throw me under the bus. Yes, I am new as of yesterday at the City of Avondale Communications and Marketing team. So I'm very excited to be here, and I look forward to learning more about this group, about this committee, and continue working with you all moving forward. So it's a pleasure to meet you or virtually meet you all. So thank you so much for the warm welcome.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. We've had people be new before, but I don't know if we've ever had anybody like start the day before this. So you might have just set a new record for us, like
Yay!
a new bar.
No, that's awesome. It really helps, especially now that I am starting to get into the groove of what the city is and the things that they're involved in. It's a great, really good thing that this happened today. So very pleased. Thank you.
Love it. Love it. And I see we have some new folks from Hinesville as 2 new team members.
Yes, hi, good morning. I'm Kenya. I am the new Hinesville Program Coordinator and Downtown Events. We also have Candace, who's not here with us this morning. She's our new Program Assistant. We're both excited. We started the 1st of May, so we're going on 3 weeks strong, and we're learning a lot. This is great.
Awesome. Thank you. We're glad to have you. All right, let me see. Anybody else? No. All right, Renee, I am gonna like just randomly tag you in for a second and see if you can share with us some GDA, GMA updates. And so for anybody new on the call, GDA, Georgia Downtown Association, is like a nonprofit sister organization to us. So Georgia Main Street program is part of a state agency. That's the Office of Downtown Development. And that's part of the Georgia Department of Community Affairs. We love to speak in acronyms over here. So every now and then I like to, just like revisit what these acronyms mean. And so Renee actually used to be in College Park and went to go work at the Georgia Municipal Association, GMA, and they staff the Georgia Downtown Association, GDA. And so Renee is like the lady who knows all the things. And I will say she's like a master communicator too. Like she's the best at keeping us all in the loop of what's going on. And so the Georgia Downtown Association, they're the ones who actually put on the state conference that's going to be in August in Canton. And with that being said, Renee, I'll let you give us some updates of what we need to keep our eyes out, for and what's going on with y'all.
Will do. Thank you, Shay. I saw your message pop up. I love you all because I've been in your shoes. So just hanging there. But Jessica just said our conference, which is the major thing that GDA does. We do a lot of things. And if you don't know, and if you're not a member, go check out our website and you can see all the information there or shoot me an email. But the conference is in August in Canton. We're so excited. Registration opens June 1st. So get ready. I will be sending out an email. It'll be on social media, all the things, and get registered and be ready because we got some new things we're rolling out. So I'm just going to touch on them really, really quick. So key important dates, of course, registration is June 1st. RFP for locations for 2024. If you didn't go to Macon last year, if you're planning to be in Canton this year, those are some great cities, and we've touched some wonderful cities in the past. We're looking for somewhere exciting and fresh. So if you know your city is that spot for next year, please, please, please fill out an RFP, get it to me. The deadline for those is July 21st. We have award applications out right now. Those are on the website as well. I keep sending out reminders on those. The deadline is June 2nd, so you don't have much longer to get those in. We love to honor our communities that are doing great things. So please, please, please get those applications into me. We'll have a committee review those, and then we'll all be excited to see you walk across the stage in Canton. And then also,
and let me just jump in on that real quick, Renee, if you don't mind.
Yep.
Y'all, nobody is going to toot your horn like you toot it for yourself. So you have to from, the top of the steeple, be your own cheerleader, shout out to the world, all the good that you're doing. This award process is a great way to do that, but you're not going to get one if you don't apply.
Exactly. Thank you for saying that.
Get it, apply.
It is no idea too small. Please, please, please submit it. Rome got an award last year for their doggy stations. It was the cutest thing ever, but nobody thought of it, and then maybe somebody else is doing it, but they didn't think to apply. So don't think your project is too small. Please submit it. It will be considered. So thank you for Jessica for saying that, because none of us even myself, we don't honor ourselves enough. And this is a great way to do it through that award program. So get those in. As always, we're accepting applications for our EDGE scholarships. If you're not familiar with that is, or with what that is, those scholarships with the next thing that I'm going to talk about, we do at the conference a silent auction, which I need all of you to be thinking about something cool from your community. You can submit a basket. Those that email should be going out today, giving you a list of things that you can bring to the conference to donate for the silent auction. It can be a book from an author from your community. It can be 2 nights at your B&B in your community, anything that you can think of. And there's a plethora of things. You provide those things to us. We do a silent auction at the conference, and then 100% of those proceeds go in a pot. In that pot right now, we have over $11,000 that we gave out. It's decreased now. We gave out 5 $1,000 scholarships for the National Main Street Conference. Some of those participants may be on this call, but they received a $1,000 reimbursement for attending that conference, and it was in Boston, and we had a wonderful time. So if you come from a small community, that $1,000 means a lot. I mean, but even a large community, I mean, it helps. Any dollar helps. But and then also it can cover the Georgia Downtown Conference. So get those applications in. You can submit your application to attend next year's conference, which I'm just saying it's going to be in Birmingham. So that's right next door. So $1,000 off your registration will save your community a lot of money. So I'm just throwing that out there just as a reminder. I know we toot the same horns all the time, but people kind of forget things. So I just want to make sure you remember that. And okay, so that's enough for conference. So, but no, one more thing. So if you haven't heard about, well, it used to be the GDDP program. It's being revamped, and now it's called the Certified Developers Program, CDP. So CDP program is going to be a certain number of sessions, 14 to 15. I think it's leaning on 14 now. And we are going to release 2 of those sessions at conference in Canton. So when you do your registration, it will be online, or there's a paper application as well. Make sure you check 1 or 2 of those boxes. I'm just going to give you a teaser. One class is going to be the role of a downtown professional. One class is fundamentals of downtown organization and management. Mind you, if you do all 14 of the sessions or 15 of the sessions, you're going to get a certificate at the end, which is a great something to put on your resume. That's A. But if you decide, okay, I just want to better myself as a downtown professional, you can just take session 1 and be done. You don't have to take all 14. So it's something to think about. Just want to get you all excited. We will be releasing 2 sessions in August. That is happening. And so make sure you check those, because the classes are going to be limited, because it is, we're starting off fresh. So we just want to make sure we keep it concise and do it right. And so if you want to be a part of the inaugural class, you need to make sure you check those either on the website, on the page. If you have any questions about anything I'm talking about, I'm throwing a lot out there, please feel free to email me. I'll throw my email in the chat. Give me a call. I always answer. And one last thing, and I know I'm talking a lot, we got so many concurrent sessions for conference, and we didn't have enough spaces. We're actually going to start rolling out some webinars for some of these great sessions. And there's 3 that will be coming out. One will be an HPC session that we're holding in May, but 2 or 3 of the other ones are going to be some great surprises. So be on the lookout for the email, watch your emails, watch social media. Always, you can email me if you have any questions. And I think that's all, unless you have any questions for me.
Whew, that's a lot, but
it's a lot.
all good and valuable stuff. I love it. I love it. And I'm so excited about the Certified Developers Program. I think, this was something that was definitely born out of love and has, really evolved over time. And I'm so excited to see these courses. Our folks have been involved in helping write some of them. And I'm just so excited for the direction of the organization. I'm excited for these offerings. I think that not only will it change the landscape for training that's available for our network, but also the trainings that like our office even offers, because being able to have these basic foundational courses be available, be taught, allows us to focus then on some more advanced stuff. And so I'm just so excited about the direction that everything's moving in. So, and I'm excited that they're going to be offering, kind of like kicking it off with the conference. I feel like that's, a great time to do it. So super exciting. And I know Renee is the bomb. Okay. Let's see. Checking my time. Always checking my time. All right. I was gonna say, I'm looking to see who's on right now. Dun, dun, dun. So that's kind of like the updates, the intros, all the news that I have on our end. I'd like to use some of the remainder of the time. I always like to take an opportunity to one of two things. Share success stories or things that you're proud of, things that you've done recently and you need to toot your own horn and brag about. Or if you have a challenge and you need help crowdsourcing solutions, this is the time to do it. So sometimes we have more time than others during their Thursdays to do this. Sometimes we run out of time and we don't necessarily have enough time to do these kind of things. But today it looks like, we're not pressed for time. So I'd love to, make sure that we, take a good few minutes to do this and share with each other some good stuff and what's going on. You can either unmute yourself and just share. You can throw it in the chat. You can raise your hand just like Belinda did if you're not sure how to raise your hand. If you're on your desktop, you can scroll down to the bottom and see there's something called reactions, and that's a place where you can raise your hand and you'll pop up to the top and I'll be able to see you and call on you. So let's start, Belinda. Kick us off.
Well, a lot of you know, here in Canton, we have a Main Street and a DDA board. Our Main Street board has 13 members. We held our first Taste of Canton last Thursday evening, and I had 12 board members that were present. Part of it, I still get chills. A lot of you, this probably you're going, oh, that's no big deal. That's a huge deal for me. Since I've been here, that is truly the first event that we have all worked together, and it was amazing. And I actually have, and I want to read you a part of this for any of you that know me. I do, it's not called controlling, it's just I'm very enthusiastic. And a lot of us feel like a lot of times that no one can do it like we do. And we kind of take the reins a lot of times for events because we feel like it's not going to be done to our standards, so to speak. But I step back several steps back and let this committee take hold of the whole event. And I was there to do all of the things that they needed citywide. I was always there to hold their hand. I would never let them fail, but at the same time, I just felt like this was something I needed to do. This was the thank you note, and I'm going to read it very quickly, but I just want to let you know, it was like, thank you for what you did to make the Taste of Canton successful, preparing the tickets and pouches, ordering t-shirts, bringing the trash can boxes and bags, and the gazillion other little things behind the scenes we never even know about. In particular, I want to thank you for giving the Taste of Canton committee autonomy. Your finger was always on the pulse and you were always willing to be available for discussions and advice, but your ability to encourage the team and willingness to trust our decision-making made our planning and implementation something special. We all took personal ownership of the project because of your generosity. So thank you. I've never been more honored to be a part of a board before. And that was our chair of Taste of Canton. So just to let you know, a lot of us have that same mindset. We are so, I got to be the one to do it. I got to be there every time. I can't let go. I'm afraid if I let go, it's not going to be to the standard that we want to represent the city and this, that, and the other. We have very capable board members and they all have different strengths. And I saw that and they saw that. And it was just the coolest thing. And we took some amazing photos, and there were some teary eyes of some folks, and it was just the coolest thing. And then I took them all out to dinner Monday night, and you could still feel the excitement. And we did a little bit of a wrap up, but we were like, damn, we rocked that. I mean, for it to be the first time for us to have it, we sold out of tickets. We were terrified we were going to oversell, but we, you know, when we got really no negative feedback other than you should have been more prepared, meaning y'all should have prepared for like 1,500 tastes for each business instead of like 500 or 600. But it was our first time and we didn't know. So I'm saying all this again, and saying it too many times probably, is I'm learning to step back and to really allow this board and putting them in the position where they almost have to do this. Because if they know you're their safety net every time, they're not going to step up to the plate. If they know that they own something and their name is attached to it, they are going to do 100%. And you just got to give them the space to do it. So I just want to tell you that. But we had an amazing event. We even invited some folks from outside the downtown area. And we had so many people leaving going, man, this was awesome. Y'all just better be ready next year. They were warning us that it was going to be heavily attended again next year. So that's it. I was just going to say, you know, step back and give them a little.
I love that. I love that. And I think you hit on something so important, Linda, and that is, you know, that in order to become true leaders, right, we have to empower other people, right, to lead the charge as well, right? So we have to be in that kind of reproduction mindset, and it takes a lot of trust, right, to be able to do that. And it's challenging because when you're new, it's not something you can like just automatically step in and do. But when you're there and you build those relationships and, you know, kind of grow and build capacity, you get to a point where you feel like you can, you know, take that breath and that step back and be like, I'm here, but this is your thing. And I'm proud of you, like, for doing that. I think that's awesome.
That was a big thing.
I know that's a big thing. I absolutely know that's a big thing. And so I think it's great. And I love that you shared that. Thank you. All right, who's next? Oh, I'm raising my own hand. By the way, if people don't volunteer, I'll just start calling on folks because that's what I do. So, and you can throw something in the chat too if you want. Yes, Rosemary, what you got going on?
Well, this is small because we're a startup, but I had my first ribbon cutting and it went really well. Pilates architect. She's a wonderful person in our community. And I'm also a client, which I never have been in a gym in my life. So that's a big thing. One of the ideas that my colleague Denise McKay gave me, and maybe you do this already, but after we cut the ribbon, everybody who was present signed it with a permanent marker. So it was a wonderful little takeaway for her to have. And we are planning a seafood festival for the first weekend of June. It's an annual event that comes here. And then Porch Fest is something that we do in conjunction with the local college. Of course, Porch Fest is a national event, but we have timed it so it's with family weekend. So families who visit the college that Sunday, they can walk across the street and hopefully enjoy some music, art, and food trucks. So those are the big things we have in our tiny little town of Young Harris. And it's been really fun so far, and all the resources y'all offer are outstanding. So any ideas you have, send them my way. Thanks.
I love that. I think that's a great idea, timing it with the families coming in and stuff like that, because they can literally walk across the street.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Taylor, what you got going on?
Yeah, no, real quick. I just want to thank Ellen and Elizabeth for taking the time to come down and see Thomaston and see some of the exciting things that we have going on. Abigail was able to come down last week. Yeah, we got soaking wet last week when it rained. Did not prepare for the weather that day. But it was just really exciting to share some of the incredible things that have gone on in Thomaston. So just thanks again, Ellen and Elizabeth and Abigail, for taking the time to come down.
Yeah. By the way, if you haven't been to Thomaston, you should go. Everybody should go. because Taylor's doing an amazing job. It's a great town.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's
Absolutely.
rocking and rolling. Rebecca, what's going on in Jefferson?
Well, a lot. I wanted to share about the weekend of that first weekend of May. We were so busy in Jefferson. Here, the Main Street program is folded into our community development department, which is new for us this year. And so in one weekend, we had 3 different events going on. On Friday, I was hosting First Friday, our small business spotlight we do every month. And we celebrated with our local Mexican restaurant since it was Cinco de Mayo, and we had a great turnout for that. It was really fun. And then on Saturday, the Civic Center was hosting the Mommy and Me tea. We had our community theater dressed up and acting out a scene in Alice in Wonderland. We had a lady doing bubble art. It was amazing, and it was really fun. We had a great response from that. From the community. And then we had our first Porch Fest on Sunday, and it was fantastic. We had 17 bands playing in 13 different locations, and the music was great. The turnout was fabulous. People had really good responses on Facebook, and that made their way to some important folks in the county. So it was nice to have that feedback because, you don't always know how much your effort is paying off and how much people enjoy it. So it was nice to get people's positive feedback and without very many complaints, which I don't really hear the complaints first. So it was really nice to hear. And then it was kind of nice when that weekend was over. We had a breather, and then we went to Douglas for the training that they had about hosting events. Is that right, Douglas? Right. And then we got to tour some of the other Main Street towns. We took our time and we went to Dublin and Eatonton, and we drove through some other towns. It was really nice, and everyone was gracious and hosted us and showed us around their town. So we really appreciated that. We got some good insight what was going on and some new ideas. It was a really good week.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us, Rebecca. Love it. I see Shay had some kind of big celebration going on in Douglasville. American Idol. Y'all got a lot going on in Douglasville, Shay, don't you?
Hey, yeah, we do actually. On Saturday it's Taste of Douglasville.
Awesome.
And then we also have a new amphitheater opening very soon. And
that's what I was thinking of.
With Gladys Knight.
Oh wow. That's
Yeah,
not far from me. I'm gonna have to go to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be free to the community, so please come out.
Awesome. Love it, love it. I just saw Jennifer in Hey Hira pop up. How are you?
I've been here the whole time. I don't know why my beach scene isn't there, but I've been listening.
How are things going in bee country?
They are just moving at the speed of light. We have so much going on. Next week, I head to Athens to graduate from certified public manager training. And we are full steam ahead planning for Independence Day, our Independence Day celebration with our pie bake off and golf cart parade and all these people downtown and our incredible fireworks show that I'm starting to wonder if we're super famous for. And so I guess that would be July. We've got a couple trainings coming up. Well, Main Street will actually go present in Savannah in June with GMA, and then Dublin in August, and then we have the Canton training. And we just got a placemaking grant where we had to work with the Valdosta Board of Realtors. So we got that grant for $7,500 and put tables throughout our little Hayhire Square. We're so excited about that. We're currently partnering with Georgia Power, working on an alley rehab that's going to go from just, instead of like a thoroughfare, kind of a place you can sit and eat. We're going to put tables and umbrellas and update the the plantings in there. We have a lot going on. I can barely keep up, honestly. And now I have to figure out how to get to switch to 6 and making. So we have a lot going on, but we're super excited for all things Hey Hira.
Love it, love it. Jennifer, are you doing did you put a proposal together for the conference to talk about your little shop that y'all do?
I did, and I talked to Renee about it, and I'm very, very upset with myself. I did it in such a fast, super hurry. Going back and looking at it, it was not as organized as it should have been. I was in the middle of this and that and this and that, and I was like, let me get this submitted. But I did submit a more thorough, descriptive proposal to GMA for their rapid fire session in Savannah.
Okay.
For that retail section. I sat down and did some pen to paper work on it and was able to submit some good numbers, some good estimates. Just for instance, when we started, when we were just housing the t-shirts and hats here at City Hall, it was about 16% of the program's total income, which is pretty interesting. And that's a substantial amount of money. When we moved over to the French market where we are, and just 1 year, it increased to 22%. So, I mean, you're talking about almost a quarter of our program's income comes from that retail space that, like you said, is passive income. We just sit down here and stuff is down there selling. So I submitted it to GMA for a rapid fire session. Hopefully it gets accepted. We'll see how that goes. And if it does well, I'd love to do a webinar for you guys on it or whatever, but let me give it a practice run first.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll gladly take you up on that.
Literally just wrote down, get Jennifer to do webinar on retail. So, yeah.
Whatever you girls need, just let me know.
Love it. Love it. Anybody else have something to share? Good, bad, other, personal, professional?
I do.
Oh, go,
You know
Ellen,
what
go.
it is. You know
Oh,
what
I
it
do. I know. And it is awesome. You got to
Yeah.
share.
So I look a little haggard and frazzled today because my son, who plays on the Lowndes High School baseball team, won their state championship last night, and they played at Truist Park. And we are all so tired from driving home from Atlanta so late, but we were super excited to bring home the state title to Lowndes County. So go Vikings. Yay.
Love it. Love it. Congratulations, Jackson.
Doesn't even compare to that, but personally, my 10th grade daughter messaged me from the beach with her grandmother and asked if she could get her second piercing. And I just trying to run Main Street and Hey Hire, I just said, yeah, go pierce them. I don't care. So I may regret that decision later. I'm not sure.
I love it. I love it.
She knew she could ask you when you were at a weak point. They're smart.
And she was with her grandmother, so I think she feels like she had some leverage over me.
Yeah. Lisa, what you got going on in Stockbridge?
Hey, everybody. Good to see you. So we have a project that we'll be going over to our local library for this evening. I think some of you know that Stockbridge has a library in its downtown district, which is really pretty cool. We have a great partnership with them. And so before the pandemic, we were preparing for our 100-year anniversary, which should have taken place in 2020. Of course, we all know everything did not happen then. So one of the projects we were doing was a community quilt. We put the word out there. We got over 100 people to respond. They gave us their names and the year they came to Stockbridge, which in some cases means they were born here in the 20s. And we had some master quilters build a quilt for us and embroider the names and year of each person that had submitted. So after all that we've been through, the quilt is actually ready and it's on display for Historic Preservation Month at the library. And today, the folks who submitted their names will be coming out to take a big picture and sort of dedicate the community quilt. So we're pretty excited about that. I can mark that off my list at last.
Awesome. Yeah. Yay. Love it. Love it. Love it. Anybody else want to share? All right. I'm going to do something different than I normally do. So normally we'll go all the way to 11, but I do have a hard stop at 11. So what I'm going to do is call it a day right now. And I always like to stick around with just the staff for a few extra minutes in case anybody wants to talk to us one-on-one or share something or ask questions that way, and not necessarily with everybody in the, entire Zoom world. So we'll wrap this up for today. We'll call it a day. We'll put the recording up on YouTube. You can share it later if you want with board members or any other communities that need to hear this good information. Thank you guys for being here with us. We're excited. Hopefully see you soon in Macon. And thank y'all for being here. Tanya, you got something you want to share before we go?
I'll wait till everybody's gone.
Oh, okay. Tanya's like, everybody leave, please, so I can talk.
Jessica.
Yes.
It's Carly.
Hey.
I don't know if anybody else is, but when